Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Suzanna here today for a cherry on top to share with you this layout that I created. Is over on the blog. I have created it using some Enchanted Garden from Fancy Pants. This is one of their newer releases, as well as that die from PinkFresh Studio. It is called Fall Leaves. So it's a simple grid that's dressed up in its fall's finest. So my first fall layout that I'm creating with fall collections. I absolutely love the color palette, and I love the way that the color palette coordinates with the girls' dresses. And it's definitely fall. You can see all of the pumpkins. So this is a homecoming photo, my daughter and 4 of her friends. So you can see I had the 12 by 12 papers, but I'm working primarily with the 6 by 8. I am working solely with the 6 by 8 paper pad, because I know this is going to be a grid. I have 2 4 by 6s and 2 or it's actually 6 by 4s and then 2 3 by 4s. I could have used 2 pocket cards instead of the pattern papers, but I don't have any pocket cards that go with this collection, and so it's pattern paper. And so I chose to use tone on tone-ish pattern paper that then gives me more of a place that I could put journaling, or a solid color palette, so that it's less busy. But as you can see, these pattern papers are pretty busy, and so and the picture is sort of busy, so you have to have elements that tone it down. You can also see that that 6 by 4 pattern paper that's got the navy blue background is rather heavy. It's dark, and so I've got that light piece on the right hand side of it, that 3 by 4. And then the piece on the top is actually kind of dark. So I need something to soften that. And that's what I'm going to end up using that strip that you see at the bottom of the page now for that lighter element. There you go. It pulls it together. So there's a nice contrast between the darks and the lights there. So I have cut 2 fall leaves with out of that mustard yellow with the die. And so I've got the foundation of the page. It's now time to build on that and put some embellishment, figure out where the journaling and or title are going to go. So I also have there's 2 embellishment packs that come with this collection. One is gnomes and one is the more floral pieces. So I have the florals. I do also have the 12 by 12 stickers, but they're mostly gnomes, or known as gnomies in this house. And so the gnomes didn't really fit. It took away from the elegance of the page, and so I opted to leave those for some other projects that I have to work on. I also have these foam stickers to work with, and so I want to incorporate that, even though there's really no green elsewhere in the pattern papers, or really the embellishments that I'm using. I still like the way that the green is a continuation of that earthy feel, and there is also green in the photo. A little bit, but enough that I can tie it in. And if I use it enough, it doesn't feel like it stands out. So just adhering all of the pieces, committing to the placement of those things. So like I said before, a very simple grid, but still very busy because of the patterns in the pattern paper there. So I felt like you couldn't see the mushrooms anywhere, and so I cut that simple square from the pattern paper, which is a perfect place to nestle them, and also brings a little bit more green into the page. So I know I want the title to be Homecoming Smiles, the homecoming then referencing the actual event, or the event that the girls were dressed up for and why we were taking pictures. And so I clearly don't have the letters from the collection to do that, so I will pull something from my own kit. There also isn't any navy blue really anywhere else in the page, so I feel like I need an element that has navy in it, and so that little floral that you can see that is waiting to be worked with, waiting in the wings up there, is also going to be incorporated into the layout. So I've got all the pieces that I want. I just have to arrange them. I really like when you're working with the grid, if you have elements that lie outside of the grid, it softens the rigidity of the grid. It's what I call breaking out of the box, right? So that you soften the grid and make it just a little looser. Is a good word for that. So I'd forgotten that I'd cut one out of green, and I like the contrast of the green there with the yellow. Also, because the leaves are overlapping, having a different color makes it less structured, and so incorporating that mint green in there just gives some dimension to it, and makes it a little more blended into the layout as well as the photo there. So you can see I incorporated one of the green foam stickers there. So I have two. I really feel like I need a third one somewhere, just for a little bit of balance. So I will find a way to incorporate a third piece as we continue to go. So I could have stopped there, but I really wanted a little bit more off the edge. And not that there aren't enough florals already in the page, but I am going to go ahead and use a few more of the die cuts and then use this mint green again, because I've already got that mustard yellow. And so I'm going to use those mint green leaves, just kind of pull them apart this time instead of leaving them as they are, and incorporate a sprinkle more throughout that left-hand side of the page there, just for, again, like I said, a little bit of balance. Having these lighter elements over here on the left softens the darkness and provides more contrast to that really large block in there. My original intent actually in getting those papers, and actually why I have the 12 by 12 is because I thought I was going to fussy cut them together. I thought it would be fun to interlock them with some of the leaves using the PinkFresh die and making a wreath out of that. But it was just, I don't know, it's not a wreathy feel to me for this particular photo. So maybe another one coming up. So enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you are doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.